everyone and welcome to KYE Talks. I am Sonal Ambekar, your host for this interview. Know Your Entrepreneur is a digital platform where we talk to several entrepreneurs who tell us why they chose not to be stuck to the regular 9 to 5, but they went ahead to do something different. They went ahead and chased their passion. Our guest today is Mr. Rajat Vinayak, the founder of Limbok Dawamart. He is a BTech MBA from IMT Ghaziabad. With over 12 years of versatile experience in retail, financial, and pharma industry, he's a sole believer of volume-based business and not margin-based. He doesn't believe discounting is the right thing to do. It's better that customers should have a fixed affordable price. Discounting makes the environment unstable, is his belief. Limbok Dawamart is a retail chain of affordable pharmacy stores providing medicines at a very affordable price. Generic medicines we are talking about, giving extra edge to the customer as well as giving an opportunity to the retailer to earn profits based on volumes is what Limbok Dawamart does. Let's talk to Mr. Rajat and get to know more about him. Hello, sir. Welcome to KYE Talks.
Thank you so much for Sonal for inviting me in, and you have been doing a great job. I have been going through your videos and all. So I have been immensely impressed by the kind of work you are doing. Great job. Thank you so much, because I think people like you should be encouraged further in the country so that more and more entrepreneurs like us can have an opportunity as well as chance to speak to everybody around the system.
Right. So, sir, starting with our interview, the first question I would like to ask you is, what is generic medicine? We've heard it a lot of times. Newspapers mention it, but I feel there's a lack of awareness. People don't know exactly what generic medicine is. So would you like to educate us on that?
Basically, I'll be giving a definition for a basic layman person who doesn't understand what exactly medicines are all about. There are people have a myth, and a very big circulation has been basically happening around the globe as well as majorly into Indian market, because there is a lack of awareness about generic medicines. So first of all, I would just want to tell you that there are two kinds of medicines in the market. One is patent one and one is generic. Sure. Apart from that, there's nothing. There's no other medicine. So there's nothing which is known as branded generic or a generic one. So generic, as you have the name has been mentioned, it is general. So anything which has been sold in the market on the basis of salt is a generic medicine. Okay. I'll just give you a brief. Basically, once a manufacturing hub, let's say a research company, XYZ company has made a medicine formula. So now what they are trying to do is that they're trying to selling it as per their own price because they have invented that particular medicine.
Right. The patents.
So patents, absolutely. So government or maybe the other body which basically deals into the patents, they give particular right to the particular company to sell those medicines for a specific tenure.
Right.
So once the tenure has been achieved, this medicine now
can be produced by other manufacturers.
Where the open manufacturers come into play and they start selling it. Now the scenario is like that the demand has not increased much, but the supply has increased. So that is the only reason companies which were selling salt at, let's say, medicine at, say, 100 rupees, now it is available in the market at 30 rupees.
Right.
So, a number of companies you may name, Cipla, Ranbaxy, everybody, all they basically manufacture generic medicines, and it is the need of the hour. So, ऐसा नहीं है that कि generic medicines market में है नहीं. Everything is available. We just need to understand what is the difference between both of them. So patent is something that is locked in a particular period. You can't, no other manufacturer can create it, and generic becomes general in the market. Anybody can create it.
Right. So, sir, since yours is a retail chain that has stores which provides these generic medicines at affordable prices, what inspired you to, go ahead with this idea? What was your motivation?
Absolutely. We started our journey roughly around 5 to 6 years back. By the way, I have more than 12, 13 years of experience in the retail industry as well as different sectors, considering the consumers as an important base of India.
Right.
So we started 5 years back. We started with a government store named as Jan Aushadhi. A lot of people have heard about that. So it's primarily dealing into the generic medicine business. So what they do, they provide medicine at a very cheaper cost. Let's say more than 70% of the total cost of the medicine is being sold at their counter at a very cheaper price. So let's say the medicine is at 100 rupees in the open market, they sell it around 30 rupees. So we applied for the system. We started, we opened a few stores. So we have a number of stores in Delhi which deal into these areas. So we could understand that the ideology was very clear for the government of India. Or, if we talk about Mr. Modi, he was very clear about what needs to be done to basically encounter problems of expensive medicines.
Right.
So, see, you also know that India is a young country. So, their high number of population is very huge. But side by side, we also need to remember that India is not so rich country.
Right.
So, it is rich in terms of the resources, but in terms of the per capita income which we have.
Economy-wise, we are yet to.
Economy-wise, it is not that positive right now, but yes, it is at a developing stage. So, this is the right time to bring in these kind of areas where people should be aware. So we have managed their stores. We could understand the policy of the government that was very clear. And you also know that today, any government who is into developing state wants to privatize everything.
Right.
They want private people to come in. They want young entrepreneurs to come in. They want people to come in and start their own show so that more and more people should be benefited by what their campaigns were about. So we started with that. We started with that and continuously still we are working with them and we are very glad that they have given us an opportunity to work with them. Now we have also privatized, taken this a next move and which is very much encourageable. And we have now started privatizing the system where we are also providing franchisees to people to open these kind of stores in a private market. So you also know, see, getting systems or getting application based in a government becomes a little difficult. Plus, even if there are more things to it. So we have tried to privatize the ideology, bring it to for the layman people, start investing in the system and become a franchisee of the same.
Right.
So that's how we started. Starting from the government, then we moved it to the private sector.
Right. Yeah. So since you mentioned about franchising, how do you go about it? Does a person need to have a degree or education in pharma to come and get a franchisee for it? Okay. How does it go?
See, first of all, if I answer this question, then everybody will say that I'm trying to advertise my business. So first, I'll just make you understand.
It's important
why,
to know.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just want to clear you one thing: why we started this. Right. See, you also know, and abhi jaise maine aapko repeat kiya, that huge amount of population is unaware. People don't understand about the system. Right. Huge amount of population don't even have jobs. Huge amount of population are basically have a scarcity of money, unemployment. They have money, but they don't know how to invest. And a lot of people don't even have money. Even if they get money from somewhere, they don't know what to do. And pharmaceutical has been the hub of the business, even since past 2 years. And I should not say that it should never happen. But the calamity which has come up like Corona, so everybody knows that pharmaceutical has been on the top priority.
Right.
So now people understand the system. So I think this was the right time to pitch it in and tell people that come become part of this show, open a franchisee in an autopilot mode, which means that you don't need to do anything. You are just a supervisor. Apart from the financial transactions, everything will be managed by Dibok Dawa Mart. So there will be a whole concept of affordable medicine, just like I told about the government campaign.
Right.
So similar pattern will be there, and affordable medicine will be provided to the citizen of the country because see, more and more requirement is there. So right now, even as for the population, if we talk about n number of stores are required to basically fulfill the capacity of the consumption. Because of the high population being in the developing side, this is the right time to come into this industry. Put your hands on, invest very little amount of money. So we are not expecting too much money to be investing in, and obviously into affordable category, the investment is also very less. So a startup point will not go more than 4 to 5 lakh rupees as an initial start. Bring your money, invest in there, open your store, let us manage your store and see things happening. Because right now this is the time to revolutionize everything.
Right.
So jab bhi koi cheez, anything which has having a revolution aspect, there will be a short gain for the consumer as well as for the retailer. Now there was last point which I have mentioned. I would just want to clear that why I don't like discounts.
I will be asking you about it as we go ahead in the interview. But right now, I want to ask this one question that I feel really goes here. What is it that gives you a sense of accomplishment? You've told us about what inspired you to do it. And now that you're doing it, वो kick मिलती है कहते हैं ना कि it gets you going every morning. So what is it?
See, basically being honest, when I was very young, there was a phobia. I had a phobia of this health issues because I lost my dad because of cancer. Okay, that was a very close thing to my heart, and I just lost him 2 years back. So
very sorry.
It was something which was very much not acceptable to me, and before like that, 3 years back, I started this journey. So there there is a hitch, or as well as there is a kind of discomfort which I feel when people are not able to take medicine. See, I have, my dad had best of all hospitals and everything, but still he couldn't be survived. So I realized that one thing, that people having basic problems also, they can't afford medicines, and because of that they die. So these are the things. So when I feel that accomplishment, see, business is a part, which is a different story, to be honest, because we are already doing really well. But there is a sense of accomplishment, this sense of kick, kick milti hai. Then if anybody comes in and buys, an old man more than 60 years of age, he comes in and buys, says, thank you so much, so let me invest this money in somewhere else. I might give this money to my grandchildren. So that kind of kick is something great.
That's
and
wonderful.
I think forever in my life, because I've lost my dad, again I say, so forever my life, I would want to accomplish and feel that kind of kick, so that I can make him indirectly or directly happy, as well as a citizen of our country. That is the sole thing why I want to get into this more and more.
It's wonderful that you're not just helping, old people get these medicines readily available at an affordable price, but also you're helping to build an economy. So there, say, ek hi patthar se do pakshi maar rahe ho. That's a wonderful thing that you're doing. So my next question would be, like, every person, every journey has their ups and downs, their fair share of ups and downs. There are barriers and challenges. What were certain barriers that you may have faced, and how did you overcome them?
See, I think from past 12 years of my life, being a professional, I have experienced a lot of barriers, and I've just understood one thing, that volume-based business, any business you do in life, anything you do in life, the main aspect or the main key ingredient of a business is volume-based. Right. So when you work for volume, when you don't work for too many margins, you will always be towards the safer side. Because, discounting patterns are so unorganized. When you start taking high margins and then you see somebody else cutting those kind of margins with those high level of discounting, will already, hamper your business. And we have observed that, we have seen that in the companies, and we feel that volume-based system is something which is very important. That is the key to happiness. That is the key to success. When you work volume-based, you will cross everything. There will not be any problem. But when you work on the side that less quantity would be fine with the higher margin, I don't think so. That is a big hurdle. So this needs to be understood by the young generation of our country. They should understand that volume-based is the criteria. Anything you do in life, even practicing law, charge some fee to the customer. They will come to you more by giving that kind of extra service.
Yeah, right. So, like they say, quality over quantity, but you put it in a beautiful way, that volume over margin. This is a these are different terms, but totally go with, the business aspect of it.
चलता है ना, आजकल सिस्टम में यही तो चलता है, लोगों को लगता है जो सस्ता है वो अच्छा नहीं होगा, ये कोई बात नहीं। If you can basically revolutionize, as I said, लोगों को समझाएं कि सस्ता भी अच्छा होता है, cheap नहीं होना चाहिए. It should not be low, it should be affordable. Yeah.
Wonderfully said, sir. Wonderfully said.
Thank you so much.
Since COVID, this pandemic, this is happening in this globe, it's still not coming to an end, and we have no idea when will it actually completely come to an end. Since your venture is related to pharmacy and to generic medicines, what has been your relationship with this period of COVID? Is there anything you would like to tell us?
See, I should not say that again. Like, I'm a very honest person. And during the time of pandemic, our business has grown rapidly. Okay, more and more, you must be knowing about that. In pharmaceutical industry, more and more people want to enter that because they have realized the real potential of health. So I have just realized one thing, and I would want to tell your audience as well. If you can focus more on maintaining your immunity, then any kind of problem you face in life will always be connected to your health. So maintain your immunity. I'm not saying to take more and more supplements. This is a very wrong choice which people offer. What they feel that, more medicines will give you more results. It's not that. Right amount of exercise, right amount of eating habits, enjoying your life a little bit will lead you to right immunity levels. So immunity is very important. So whatever you do, maintain your immunity. Industry is great. Come in the industry, join this industry. I think this was a bad time for the whole world to experience, but I think pharma has a long way to go, and people have rightly understood what is the importance of pharma in the real sector and what impact it can come into play when there are some calamities which are happening, which is right now COVID. But this is the main, I think, the
way to go. Yeah,
that's a good thing. Yeah.
So my next question would be, what do you feel are the factors that will help you achieve your business aspirations going ahead? Because we all had certain aims that we had set, and then the pandemic hit us. So you were lucky that your sector was related to pharmacy, and then Corona in some way was a blessing in disguise. But then you must have certain goals and aims that must have been affected even because of this pandemic. So how do you aim to, achieve them? What do you feel will help you?
Absolutely. So your first question was, what are the factors? See, that says it all. The one answer to all the question is priority. So you should understand what things are priority in your life. So right now there are two kinds of stuff which is happening. I am being a professional. People think that being too professional will lead you to scarcity in terms of your family life. This is not possible. You need to prioritize things. See, even sitting at home at 10 o'clock at night, I sometimes want to think about my business also. So that is a priority. So I'm not saying that during emergency situations you should ignore your household emergencies, but you should understand that prioritization is very important for any business to grow. And sometimes you have to give little less priorities to the leisures of your life. So when you can do that, when you can maintain the balance, there 50% or maybe more than that should be the priority of your work. Let's say 60%, 40% should be the life. Because I understand in all your phases of life, you will never retire till the time you actually retire.
Right.
So even Sundays, for the fact, you feel that you are very free, but somewhere down the line, you have that fear that next day I have to work. So वो balance maintain करना बहुत जरूरी है. वो understand, accept कर लो सारे young लोग accept कर लो कि काम करना है जब तक करना है. See, I have a plan, let's say, to retire at 58. I don't want to retire at 60. So my planning should be based on that. So that kind of effort I need to do every day.
Right.
I can't sit there, okay, Sunday is a Sunday. So there is never a Sunday for somebody who is very professional. You have to take it in the right manner, work it in the right way.
Right. Very nicely said, sir. Now here I would like to bring up your philosophy about discounting that you were talking about. You feel that discounting makes the environment unstable. This is a very new thought that you coined, and I feel that it makes sense what you're saying, but I want you to elaborate more on this philosophy.
See, basically I'll tell you one thing. Discounting, I think, doesn't give your product the real value. Now, for example, anybody, I can take an example of a doctor. He's consulting. He's taking 1,000 rupees a consultation. Now he understands that somebody else is taking 500 rupees. And now he starts taking 500. Now somebody else is taking 400. So this basically reduces your value, your aspiration, as well as your objective of life. If you are giving a good pricing, we need to understand, as I said, we need to create a balance between the consumer and the retailer pricing.
Right.
So that should be enough for the consumer to attain that kind of saving, as well as for the retailer to attain that kind of profits. So when you start doing this discounting purpose, it becomes like a bazaar, and people start bidding you up. So you don't have a value. Personal value khatam ho jati hai. So your value is gone. You start into the discounting manner. Like, okay, the other person is doing 100 rupees, so I'll take it 80 rupees. So this needs to end in India specifically. We need to go volume based. We need to understand the customer knows everything. We need to be very clear with the customer how much we are earning. The customer will never ask for discount when this industrial network will close, where everybody, second person is trying to give discounts and trying to win their customers.
It's a competition and it's not healthy.
It's only the service which will lead on the real side of the future.
Right. Very, very nicely said, sir. About discounting, I think even I hadn't thought about it, that discounting can be so unhealthy. For a consumer, they feel that, oh, they're getting something at a lower price. But actually, behind the scene, what is happening is there's an unhealthy competition going on, which sooner or later may affect the consumers eventually. So it's very important that these products are, unka price ही ऐसे set किया जाए that it's affordable.
And कहीं ना कहीं इनका, sorry मैं एक बात और बोलना चाहूँगा, कहीं ना कहीं इसका impact आपकी health पे बहुत पड़ता है. Now, for example, you are going to two shopping areas, two shopping stores. One, you're buying the same thing. One, you get it at 100 rupees, other space you get it at 98 rupees. It's just a matter of 2 rupees. But you feel that, I've been cheated. Or maybe कहीं ना कहीं मुझसे धोखा हुआ है. तो your health is also affected on that.
Right.
So indirect, everything, anything which is unstable in the life will affect your health also. So indirect health पे खराबी आएगी. लोग परेशान होंगे एक दूसरे को, they will start kicking them because of the discounts. So it creates an uneven network as well as a negativity in the society, which should end, and there should be stable pricing pattern. The culture should be secured, so that everybody should get medicines or anything at a similar pricing pattern.
Right. This is a very nice observation that you've done, and then it's very good to know that you work towards it. I mean, a lot of people make observations, but observation karke baith jate hain. They don't really do anything about it. That's wonderful that you did it. So I'd like to ask you, sir, how has, this journey of yours being an entrepreneur?
I just don't mind. I'm just
yeah, no problem, sir, please. So how would you say this journey of being an entrepreneur, of having your own entrepreneurship? Because an entrepreneur has to wear several hats. Sab khud karna hota hai. Even if you have employees, you are the person who's going to be responsible for everything. Absolutely. So how would you say this journey has changed you as a person?
See, I think being an entrepreneur, you have to be a little different. लोगों को शायद entrepreneur की अभी भी कई लोगों को definition नहीं पता. लोगों को लगता है being entrepreneur is like being boss. So it is not that. So हमने mopping भी करी है, हमने झाड़ू भी लगाया है, हमने चाय भी बनाई है. हमने उस चीज को कभी भी छोटा नहीं समझा. So first of all, you need to understand that your ego and self respect is the thing line जिसे सब जानते हैं. तो हमें self respect को लेकर चलना है, ना कि ego. Secondly, there are no employees in the organization, at least not in mine. I think it's very cheap as well as very, sorry to say, it doesn't look nice when you call somebody as an employee, because actually he's the main lead person of your company. Anybody from the base, maybe an office boy who's bringing tea for you for the case. This is something which can be life threatening if we add some poison. So कहने का मेरा मतलब ये है कि इतनी इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं छोटी छोटी जिनके ऊपर लोगों का ध्यान नहीं जाता है, और अगर इन चीजों पे लोगों का ध्यान जाना शुरू होता है तो आपका ऑफिस बॉय भी एक डिलीवरी मैनेजर की तरह काम कर सकता है जो हमारा करता है. सो मल्टी डाइवर्सिटी का एक आपके अंदर एक स्कोप होना चाहिए. आप जैसे बीइंग अ स्पोक्स पर्सन, अगर आपको हम 3-4 जगह पे यूटिलाइज करके आपकी एनर्जी को भी यूज कर सकते हैं और आपकी कैपेसिटी को बढ़ा सकते हैं, आई थिंक दैट इज रियल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. Only being the boss, nobody wants to listen to somebody who has not done something in this life. So that is why I think it's more of creating values for the people and telling them to do things more what they can actually do.
So this interview has certainly been very valuable, because your insight on things, even about what you said right now, multi-diversity, तो एक ही इंसान अगर अलग काम कर सकते, तो why do you treat that person as anything lower than what he should deserve, right? Wonderfully said, sir. So moving on to our last question, what would you say is your message to our audience or to the budding entrepreneurs? Idea होता है but डर लगता है step लेने से, क्या करें, कैसे करें, नहीं पता. So how would you
सबसे पहले तो मैं absolutely सबसे पहले तो जैसे know your entrepreneurs का this is a very big chapter which has opened up. तो मैं आप जैसे लोगों को I just want to introduce and encourage people like you to open up more things like that, because जितने ज्यादा आप जैसे लोग आएंगे मार्केट के अंदर, उतने ज्यादा हम जैसे लोग अपनी बात को आगे कह पाएंगे. तो सबसे पहले आप being a person, please open more and more doors for people like us to come in and talk to you so that we can at least speak our heart out. Right. Second thing, being an entrepreneur, my one and last thing would be never rush in life. See, there are two kinds of entrepreneurs which I feel. One who work like us, जिन्होंने अपने आप सब कुछ सेटल करके नया शुरू किया, and one who are with us. So like there are people who are with us, working with us, and who are working like co-founders or maybe co-entrepreneurs. So जरूरी नहीं है कि आपकी मंजिल being a sole dependent entrepreneur है, हो सकता है आप टीम वर्क में भी एक अच्छे entrepreneurship दिखा सकते हैं. So कभी भी रशअप मत करिए, किसी और को कंपेयर मत करिए, किसी और के साथ अपने आप को मिक्स मत करिए. You are different, you are unique, and you are the best. But yes, your placement should be in the correct form of manner. So maybe if you are working somewhere in the organization, focus there and try to become top notch in that organization rather than thinking यार मैं 1 लाख रुपए कमा रहा हूँ फिर भी मैं रो रहा हूँ क्योंकि मुझे एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना है. So ये सोच को स्टेबलाइज करना पड़ेगा, अपनी जगह का पता होना चाहिए और अपनी पोजीशन का अंडरस्टैंड करके आई थिंक यू शुड डिसाइड वेदर यू वांट टू बिकम द आउटवर्ड वाला एंटरप्रेन्योर और द इनवर्ड वाला एंटरप्रेन्योर. आई थिंक माय कंसेप्ट इज वेरी क्लियर व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से.
Yes, very. I mean, I don't have words for the insight that you've been sharing on every topic that you talk about. There's something really good that you're saying.
I felt so in my life.
That's wonderful, sir. That's very well said. And I am really glad that I had the honor of talking to you on KY. I had the honor of interviewing you here.
तो ना मेरे और 2-3 इंटरव्यूज कर लेना बाद में, कभी मौका मिले तो हमारे और इंटरव्यूज करिएगा.
Sure. Going ahead, we are hoping to be more in contact with you, and let's see how we can go ahead. Thank you for coming on KY Talk,
Thanks.
sharing your journey with us.
Thank you so much. Thanks.